Delanco Township Committee Meeting of December 22nd, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Delanco Township Municipal Building, 770 Coopertown Road, Delanco, New Jersey. We are recording. And we are live.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to December 22nd, 2025 Delanco Township Committee Meeting located here at 770 Coopertown Road. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Mr. McFadden.
Here.
Mr. Olet.
Here.
Ms. Seuss.
Here, thank you. Also present, Mrs. Seminara, our Township Administrator, Mrs. Russell, our Deputy Municipal Clerk, and Ms. McFadden, our Administrative Assistant, and also Mr. Warren, our Police Chief. Please rise for the flag salute.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bev, could you please read sunshine and live stream statements, please?
Of course. Please be advised the proper notice of this meeting has been given in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act in the following manner. Written notice has been mailed to the Burlington County Times and Courier Post and published in the December 5th, 2025 editions. Written notice has been posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Delanco at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Live stream statement. This meeting of the Delanco Township Committee may be transmitted via live stream on YouTube video. The streaming of the meeting is not intended to be relied upon as formal public access under OPMA, and if the technology is disrupted for any reason, the Township meeting will proceed in person as an official meeting in accord with the official notice.
Thank you. Please take a moment to silence or put your cell phones on vibrate. Rules governing public comment period. I'm just going to summarize them because I don't feel like reading the entire thing. Each speaker will have 5 minutes to speak and should limit their comments to the matter at hand. Please address the Township Committee from the podium and begin your remarks with your name and address for the record. We're not obligated to answer any impromptu questions or address remarks from the public. And you should maintain proper decorum at all times and make your comments in a civil manner. With that, we're going to move on to Ordinance 2025-14, a bond ordinance of the Township of Delanco and the County of Burlington, authorizing the remediation of Ash Street and improvements to recreation facilities at various parks, appropriating the sum in total of $698,000 even, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $663,100 in bonds or notes of the Township for financing such appropriations and making certain determinations and covenants and authorizing certain related actions in connection with the foregoing. This is the second reading by title only and public hearing. If you would like to comment on Ordinance 2025-14 only, the hearing is now open to the public. Seeing none, I will close this hearing to the public and ask for a motion to approve Ordinance 2025-14.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Phil, second by Scott, to adopt Resolution 2025-14 on second reading. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bartlett.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Mr. McFadden.
Yes.
Mr. Olet.
On this bond ordinance, the amount of money that we're bonding for parks and our facilities there, I was torn on this, but the big, I guess, the tipping point for me was the amount of grant money that we'll be receiving. So with that, I'll vote yes.
Ms. Seuss.
Yes, thank you. Okay, moving on to a special presentation. We have a proclamation honoring Peter Fritz for his years of service, preserving and sharing Delanco's history. And do we have that?
It's on the table.
It is? Mm-hmm. I can't see it. Now that's it. Peter, you want to come on up?
These are regular copies.
Hi. Whereas voluntary community service is an integral part of the operation and spirit of the Township of Delanco. And whereas we honor those who generously give their time and talents to improve their communities. And whereas Peter Fritz is a highly regarded resident of the Township of Delanco, and has served 7 consecutive terms over 20 years on the Township of Delanco's History Board. Whereas the Township of Delanco recognizes Peter for his many years of dedicated service within our community. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Carolyn Seuss, Mayor of Delanco Township, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, on behalf of the citizens in appreciation of Peter's devotion and service to the Township of Delanco, desire that there be a permanent record of gratitude for his community service, a witness of myself, the Deputy Mayor, and committee persons on this 22nd day of December 2025. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
So Peter's going to take a minute and talk to us about his latest project that he has with the History Board and the grant and the new pamphlet we have.
Yes, very good. In the last several years, we've had a pretty good success rate with getting grants from the county for history projects. And this year, part of our 2025 grant was to publish a self-guided tour of the Delaware riverfront communities, the historic properties along there. And we decided to name it the Grand Ladies of the Delaware River. And so these are hot off the press, just picked them up this week, and we have them available. I did put some in the lobby, and if anybody wants to pick them up, I brought a quantity of them today, and you'll be the first folks to get a chance to see it.
So Peter, is there going to be a little bin somewhere for these out in public?
I have
or?
one right now on is the left side of the glass case out there. People wanted to grab one, and we're here. I brought my handsome assistant here from Boise, Idaho, who's in for the day, so they'll have some.
I hope he's in for more than just the day.
Yeah, just a couple of days.
Oh, good.
Anyway.
Is that your son?
Yes, it's my son.
Hello.
Philip.
Nice to meet you.
It's me. Product of Delanco.
We're so proud of your dad. He does such great things here for us. And did you design this book in conjunction with the History Board?
Yes, it's done in conjunction with the History Board. And it actually started out that the county had asked me to put together a walking tour, a guided walking tour of the properties along the Delaware River, which we did several years ago. But there was only one copy. It was in a binder. We had about 20 people that showed up from around the county that wanted to hear about our historic properties. And so that was sort of the beginning of the thing. And we had already published one for a self-guided tour of the Old Town Delanco. Now, Old Town Delanco really built along the creek. Mm-hmm. And as opposed to the big homes that were along the Delaware River. So we had put that out. That was very popular. We've had to reprint that several times. Yep. And so this is a companion to that book. And it has a history on some of the properties and the families that lived in them along the Delaware River, which was at one time recommended that be a historic district or historic area for Delanco officially. So this is a step in that direction.
Well, great job, Peter. Thank you so much for everything, and happy holidays, and here we go. And thanks to all the History Board members that helped with that project as well. We appreciate you all. Okay, moving on to the rest of our agenda. We have comments and reports. Township Administrator, Ms. Simonera.
I do not have a report this evening, just happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you. Chief Warren.
Good evening, everyone. Report-wise for the month of December to date,
We had 13 open police cases with a total for the year of 232. There were 42 motor vehicle stops to date for the month of December, with a total for the year of 2007. There were 17 motor vehicle violations issued to date with a total for the year of 621. And to date for calls for service for this month is 507. Total for the year 11,270. So the guys been busy, but we've had a good year, busy year. So
Went up like 1,000.
yeah,
It's gone up 1,000 each year I've been here.
pretty much, yeah. So a lot of activity,
Yeah.
more people. And I mean, in a way, it's good. More people are coming to our town for different events, things of that nature.
Yeah.
The businesses as well, with Carvana and the new warehouses opening up. So it's definitely a factor.
Okay.
So
Well, great job to you and your officers this year, as always. We
yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you.
Appreciate you. Thank
Stay
you.
safe. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Our Public Works Director was unable to be here, so Mr. Fenimore sent in a report that I will read. Regarding the winter storm this past Sunday, called in Bob and Kenny around 3 a.m. to put some salt out. This is me reading John's report. Bob called me back and said it's snowing too hard and we will need to plow. First thing we did were the county roads, making sure emergency vehicles can go wherever they need to go. Todd and John started plowing at Newton's Landing, and we kept Cooperstown and Creek Road open while the 5 other trucks started at West Avenue. We then started to get calls for tree branches coming down, one at the school, another half a tree on 3rd and Lilac by police department. I took loader down to both locations to remove them. It continued to snow most of the day. When the sun came out, we then put salt out, about 15 tons. That's a lot. We continued to plow intersections and go down every street, cleaning out where the cars were parked. Our biggest problem now is clearing storm drains. We will have a meeting to go over any problems we had. When it warms up, we will start clearing storm drains and then go over all vehicles and wash with salt away to help get off the salt. That is your storm summary. Thank you, John. Great job, actually, to Public Works. They did an excellent job. I was out of town and heard from several residents that the roads were clear and they were really happy with everything. So I made sure I sent them a thank you email, and I think Debbie, you acknowledged them as well. Brought them cookies to their holiday party. So great job to Public Works this past storm, and of course throughout the year, always working hard to make sure our town is kept clean and in order. And Bev, what do we got down there in the office?
So I'd like to announce the special hours for the next 2 weeks during the holidays. On Christmas Eve, the 24th, we will close at noon. And the 25th and the 26th, the offices will be closed. On December 31st, we have regular office hours to 4 o'clock, 8:30 to 4 o'clock. January 1st, we are closed for the new year. And January 2nd, regular office hours, which are 8:30 to 12:30 on Fridays. Our reorganization meeting will be Monday, January 5th at 6 p.m., and we will have a Board of Health and regular meeting following immediately. Due to the Christmas and New Year holidays, trash collection will move to Fridays. So this week is just trash, Friday on the 26th, and next week will be trash and recycling, Friday, January 2nd. And the office is gearing up for dog and cat licensing to start Friday, January 2nd. And we have a new program. We're now doing it through our Edmonds program. So hopefully we'll go off without too many bumps, but it should be a lot better for the township, a lot more efficient for the residents. So we're looking forward to that. And that's it.
Thank you, and thanks to Ms. Seminara for getting all of our software up to date, including our dog and cats, our Edmund software, time clock software. We are now all electronic, all up to date. We're good to go. We moved to the 21st century, so yay for that. All right, comments on Township Committee. Mr. Olet.
Let's see here. We had, I went down to the League of Municipalities back in November and attended some seminars down there. Had one on local ethics law, another one municipal court advocacy. Then cybersecurity starts with you. The other ones were the status of emergency services in New Jersey, and everyone seems to be in the same boat as far as volunteers for firemen and emergency rescue people. Let's see, we had Oprah and the Right to Know, an Open Public Meetings Act review. And the last one I attended was the powers and duties of governing. And as many years as I've been up here, I learned a few things there too, so it was well worth attending. We had in November and December, I attended the Joint Insurance Fund meeting. Again, cybersecurity was a major topic at both of those meetings, and making sure that our house is in order here at the municipal building, and Dan and our staff have been doing a great job in that area. And let's see, the Burlington County Commissioners meeting. It had something to do with the, big thing there was emergency shelter. When they call for a code blue, if we've got someone that needs some help, you dial 211 and they'll help out. They have a shelter over in Lumberton. Actually, it's closer to Medford, but it's out there, and they'll provide shelter for the folks through the night. They'll pick up, there's different locations in the county that they'll pick up the folks that need help, take them out to the shelter, and then the next day, after they've had a meal, and transport them back to the location that they were picked up at. So again, if you run into someone that needs help out on the street and there's a code blue, call 211. And let's see, what else do we have? Attended the tree lighting over at Gateway Park. It was a chilly night, but it was a nice event to participate in. And other than that, I wish everyone a happy holiday and a safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olet. Bill?
All right. Like Fern had said, on November 18th, I attended the annual league conference. I was only able to do one day down there. I did do the beginner's course. Along with that, the municipal court advocacy. Yeah. It was a great learning experience for my first time being in it. November 19th, I sat in on our municipal court session. It was a very well attended session by a lot of people. November 20th, I also attended the Delanco School Awards. It's a very nice to see that our children are being recognized throughout the township, and what the new superintendent is doing for Delanco's kids. December 2nd, I attended the joint land use meeting. There was 2 approvals on a resolution, and we went over the dates for next year's meetings. December 3rd, I attended Mrs. Lore's retirement luncheon. It was a very nice event. She'll definitely be missed for sure. December 6th was the Christmas Village. I can't thank the recreation members that came out and helped support this. It was a very well attended event, along with the vendors that had shown up. So I'd like to give a big thanks to the Recreation Commission on that. Also on December 11th, I attended the Recreation meeting. We had the approval of the upcoming dates for the meeting, and along with that, some upcoming events. December 13th was the carriage rides event. Again, the Recreation Commission did a great job on holding that event. And also a special thanks to John Brown Jewelers for selling the tickets for the event. And then December 17th, I attended the municipal court in Delanco again. And that is it.
Great, thank you.
Scott?
All right, I'll try to keep this short, but I'm not known for doing that. I attended a lot of the same events that Phil and Fern mentioned, Board of Ed meetings, fire department, the tree lighting. I escorted Santa in with the fire company, Janice's retirement, the school sports and music awards. I won't repeat all of that. I also attended the PTO basket raffle. They managed their biggest one to date. They raised $19,000 for that. So congratulations to the PTO. Super awesome job. That room was packed. That all goes directly to the kids for class trips and everything else that's in the school. So a nice job for that. I relocated the stretchy plastic recycling bin from the library out to here. Thank you to Linda Y. Raise your hand, Linda, for dealing with that program and collecting all the stretchy plastics and all the plastics that wrap all your household products and the million bags you get from Amazon. You could just drop them right off here. Don't put them in your trash at home. And they'll get recycled into new Trex benches, which she is working with volunteer organizations and other organizations throughout the town to put them there at no cost to the organizations of the town or anybody. So give Linda a round of applause for that. So, and you were recognized by the county last year for that, correct?
I was.
Well, we're recognizing you here now.
13 now.
13 benches. That's,
I don't want the 13th.
That's
More than 13.
That's 13,000 pounds of plastic, if I'm not
The
mistaken.
first two were 500.
Oh, sorry, 12,000. You
That's
put
a
a
lot.
workout on your car with all that plastic. But as we close the year, I think it's fair to say this year was a year of progress, pressure, and learning here in the township. We made real movement forward on projects, planning, and ideas that position Delanco for the future. We also faced many challenges, disagreements, and moments where the work was made harder than any of us expected. And yes, there were a few tough or messy moments along the way, but that's local government, real people, real stakes, real consequences. And I'm proud that even when we didn't agree, we kept showing up, we kept working, and we kept the town moving forward. And, we have a new school superintendent in town who's working on moving our school system forward, who, like myself, is thinking outside of the box when it comes to this town. We had our grand opening of Waterfront Park this year, which was a few decades in the making. We purchased 401 Creek Road to protect this town into the future. We received grants for so many projects this year. We managed, through a huge public infrastructure project, not only with PSE&G digging up 3/4 of the town, which we're going to have nice new roads come the spring. We also had a surprise project from American Water at the Beverly side of town and one on Buttonwood Street. So needless to say, a lot of our residents are facing construction fatigue. So thankfully that there's just a couple more weeks worth of PSE&G work come January, and then the repaving in the spring, and we are done. We held our first major event at the event lawn at Field of Dreams this year, a Fall Fest, 1,500 people showing up. Hands off to Rec on that.
That's all.
Hats off. Yeah, please don't take your hands off. But that was great to showcase our town to visitors from the outside. We also had a lot of retirements in the last 2 years of long-term staff that culminated this year with the retirement of Richard as our township administrator and hiring Debbie as our new township administrator, another outside-of-the-box thinker who's helping move everything along, and the retirement last week of Janice and the appointment of her successor, who will continue to keep this town moving forward. And as I wrap up, which I'm sure you're all happy about, I want to thank our professionals, our staff, and our residents for their patience, encouragement, and commitment to Delanco. And thank you, Carolyn, for continuing to push forward and forward-thinking this year that I started last year as mayor, and not continuing to do the same old thing just because that's how it's always been done. And like Dr. Albert Einstein said it best, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year, and we'll see you all again in January. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks.
Scott?
Whoever.
Kate?
Thank you.
I didn't attend Del Riv's meeting in
I'm
December,
gonna pull that
but,
mic down so they can hear you.
but I understand that basketball games are beginning in January and registration's open for indoor soccer. They are in need of a soccer commissioner, so if anybody out there or you know anyone interested in helping out with soccer, they would appreciate that. The school activities, I certainly enjoy attending as many as I can, and it's just refreshing to see all the different things that are opening up for our students. Very happy to see Dr. T moving things forward for them. The winners of the 8th grade election for Township Committee were welcomed here and sworn in by our Deputy Municipal Clerk. An excerpt from their speeches was read for the public, and they shared their suggestions and concerns at our meeting. The Delanco seniors enjoyed a holiday luncheon at Fratelli's. The Sewer Authority met. Our contractor is still waiting for county permits to do some inspections and cleaning of some mains at Burlington Avenue, Fenimore, and Delview Lanes and Larchmont Drive. 450 Creek Road has connected to our service, and it's been finalized and approved. And our operator's report is on file. Recreation, as Phil and Matt had indicated, the Christmas Village and tree lighting was a wonderful event. And thank you to Recreation and other volunteers who make these events possible throughout the year. Rec does an excellent job for us. I met with members of the HOA from the crossings and our engineer to determine the best way to release funds and have some controls to see that the remaining punch list items are completed. We did talk about having a separate bond to be established for the basins, amount to be agreed upon for the sidewalk from the station to Newton's Landing walkway on Coopertown Road. Affordable housing, I met with the team regarding providing financial assistance from our trust fund to some of the existing units as they work to rehab some of the properties. And I did attend a wonderful luncheon for Janice as she retires at the end of this year. And it was just so nice to see some people come back who had worked here with her, and it was a wonderful event. And she was definitely surprised. And I do want to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday and look forward to the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to elaborate on the D.R. Horton bond, we did meet with Harry and executive, and they do want to not bifurcate. They want the bond reduction of the 30%, so their bond will be reduced down to $797. So he's going to go back and talk to them and get the official word, and that's the answer to your email right now. He was waiting on them. He just got that response today, Cindy. So once we have more info, we'll keep you posted. I attended most of the events that the rest of the committee did, so I'll spare you that, and I will actually hold my remarks till the end of the meeting. And we'll move on to our first public comment session on agenda items. If you have anything you would like to speak about or say regarding agenda items, please come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record. This is session 1, agenda items only.
Good evening, Maureen Barrett, 621 Delaware Avenue, and also speaking as myself, but a member of the Delanco Public Library Association. I just want to thank the committee for taking the time to work on the agreement. I appreciate the fact that members of the committee met with representatives from the association and our attorney. I really appreciate your dedication to making sure everything is legal and that everything is right and puts us on a path forward for the future. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Carl Tarosky, 55 Bennington Court. My wife and I have been residents here for 21, 22 years, and I have been fortunate enough to be nominated by this board to serve as on the Land Use Board and on the Shade Tree Committee. Of course, everybody that serves on those do so as you do in your capacities without pay. And I wanted to just mention, and I hold it in my hand, the real estate taxes I pay, over $12,000 a year for what I consider to be a modest house in Delanco. Now, I'm sure many pay less, and some pay a lot more, especially if you're on Delaware Avenue. But I wanted to bring all of this to your attention in reference to the library, because certainly for paying that kind of money in taxes, for dedicating time to the community, as many people do, not just me, I think that it is essential that we have a library on a full-time basis. Now, I understand that the library hours were cut down substantially when Walnut Street School closed and the students were put into the school area where the library is. Mr. Bartlett, you're shaking your head no. Perhaps I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But,
the library hasn't lost any time. The hours haven't even changed. They've been going in there as same hours.
I want to make it make sure that you do hear from the community that we are required as a community to have a library, to have it available to us at all times during the week, and to ensure that the people who work at that library for pay are compensated appropriately. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on agenda items?
I'm short. Linda Wise, 600 Perkins Lane, Delanco. I have concern about, I know that the lawyers are involved in all of this legal stuff, and I don't know a lot about legal stuff, so I can't comment on that. What I can comment on, I've talked privately with Kate about it, is the years of our contract or our lease agreement and how they were messed up at one time, and they're still not going to be fixed, and I don't know why that's happening. So I don't know if Kate can discuss it with you or explain to you how it happened or why it happened. How come it can't be fixed? That's my question.
Okay. Do you want to comment?
Well, I think somewhere along the line, when an agreement was renewed, I personally worked with Joanne D'Angelo, who was the administrative assistant for the Board of Ed. We worked out the finances for the library. When the library was built, the township entered an agreement with the school after the referendum was approved to pay $157,000 for the construction of the library, or somewhere in that area. It was $17,000 a year for 15 years. And after I got on township committee and I was reviewing some things, I realized that another year had gone by and we were still paying $17,000. So the agreement that was done every 5 years was just to change the financial aspect of the agreement. There was never an intent to change the original agreement that had the 75 years. According to information that was provided to me with the new contract, the 75 years is still up, only it's 50 with the intention to renew after 50. I don't know why they can't put it back to 75. They feel that the contract was, I would consider it null, take on the new contract, just finances. To me, I worked in law for 40 years. That was not the intent. It wasn't the intent of the school at that time. So I don't understand that aspect. I brought it up to Matt, and he said, it's done, it's over, and it is what it is. So I think the contract that they're now working on is fair, and I think that we should move forward. We cannot change what happened, but I can tell you that there was never an intent, because the township would never have put that much money into a building that we didn't own for the purpose of the library to be able to continue to be maintained at that space. And that is how I feel, and I would be happy to express that at any meeting, at any board meeting, because it was always the intent to keep that original agreement time period. The financial aspect was changing because it should have changed long before it did change. So we paid more than our fair share for that library. And we are now going to be paying our fair share to keep the costs down for the school. And I think moving forward, what the township and the school have come up with is going to be a fair agreement. So I am okay with it now. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I'm not taking the responsibility for that because there was never an intent to do that.
I think that actually dropped off, was it 2005?
Yeah, 2005, actually. And let me just see it here. And it was signed by Vic Vitorino as mayor, which I think you were mayor in 2005, though, but it actually has in the preamble that you wanted to change to replace the term with more equitable terms. It says, well, it literally says the parties desire to replace the existing contract to provide for a shorter term. So it was definitely thought about with intent. So the township committee at that time, I think, well, yeah, it was signed by Vic, but whoever was on that, I think you, Fern, and I don't even remember who else, Jackie maybe?
Joe Galvano, Bill Dillenbeck, myself, John Brown, and Victor.
Yeah, so that it was the intent. I don't agree with that intent, as we should have kept the long term, but
either, and I don't know that intent was agreed upon with the whole township committee, because it was never the intent to change the term, never.
Yeah, Vic was mayor in 2004. It's 2004.
Yeah, it says 2005, dated Jan 1, 2005.
Yeah, but I guess they didn't have rework by then.
Yeah.
But the resolution was in 2004, so.
But yeah, I guess whoever, we'll have to take a look at the roll call who voted on it, but that's what the township committee voted on at the time. So it definitely shouldn't have been voted on back then.
But yeah, so that was 20 years ago it changed.
Yep.
It's not like we changed
No,
it.
we didn't change a thing. This happened 20 years ago.
It is what it is now, and it's still, I think the agreement has been worked out to good terms for everybody.
And we spent 5 years negotiating this agreement with them now.
Yes, a long time.
On and off.
More than 5, actually.
Anyone else?
Stephen Lord, 2800 Colgate Avenue. I've noticed that the library contract has been put on the public agenda for, is this the third meeting or the second meeting? Third. Can you elaborate why it wasn't passed at the first 2 meetings that it was put on the public agenda? Committeewoman Fitzpatrick.
Well, actually, we aren't going to vote on it tonight either. There have been additional negotiations between the library, the township, and the school, and they're going through another agreement, so we are not voting on this agreement tonight because there are some changes that we're trying to make all the parties more compatible with what we want to do.
I'm sorry, I just should have stayed up here. So just want to clarify, I am happy that the Township Committee did go back to the school board to renegotiate fairer terms for the library. But I was just curious that it was on the public agenda 3 times and never passed, so obviously there wasn't a majority consensus on this issue.
Well, it was tabled because we were still speaking with the Library Association, so we weren't ready to vote on the contract the way it was.
But it was put on the public agenda?
Yes.
It was carried over.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was carried over again for this meeting, so this is the second time it's been carried over, but it's not going to be voted on tonight because there are additional terms that were being submitted to the school to reconsider for a different agreement.
So I believe in November, it was agreed upon between the school board and our two liaisons, Mr. Lett and Mr. Bartlett, that we would go forward with that original agreement. And then, after the Library Association came forward and expressed their concerns, we sat down with them and heard their concerns, sent the school board a revised contract based on our meeting last week. The school board has already approved the first contract, so they weren't willing to open that up to any differences until they heard what we had to say about it and what we were going to do with our vote. So they do have those revisions. They've given us their notes back. We've gone back and forth. So we're still in that negotiating period right now. So we're not ready to pass it or not in the current state.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Nancy Mutnick, 100 Lilac Lane. I have a couple of questions. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of the library. So I've gone through all the documents, and what I really don't understand is why the Township Committee is not insisting that the original contract, which says that we are guaranteed another 25 years, isn't absolutely essential as part of what we'll agree to.
So because the contract was changed in 2005, we can't go back to a contract.
Of course
that
you
predates
can.
that.
Of course you can. You can simply tell the school board. First of all, the whole business with the school board is just so irritating that they presented the public with the new plan when they closed the Walnut School. They absolutely assured everyone with maps and diagrams that they were sure they had enough room. So now, when they realize they don't have enough room, where are they going to get the room? Oh, the library, of course. Why? First of all, they must have heat on in the Walnut Street School, otherwise the pipes would freeze, correct?
I would assume so.
I'd assume so.
Why don't they move admin over there and use the admin space that's attached to the gym as the extra space they need instead of taking it out the library's hide?
When has anyone been in the library during the library hours that prevented a student being in the library during public library hours? It hasn't. That hasn't been the case.
What?
Beforehand, before library hours.
I'm sorry. What are you saying?
You're saying...
No, I need to know why they don't move admin over to Walnut Street since they have to have the heat on.
You're at the wrong board for that. You need to talk to them.
I couldn't comment on
No, but my point is, you have as much say about how that space is used, our 4,000 square feet. We paid for that 4,000 square feet. What right do they have to come in and change the hours?
You know, it's not just our 4,000 square feet, it's also theirs.
It's their building, it's their space. We paid for 2,000 square feet to be built onto it. It's not our space as the township. Technically the school owns that space. That's their space.
Well, they own the 2,000 square feet.
But it's their building. It's deeded to them. We happen to pay for an addition on it, but it's still their space.
But the township went into the agreement with the assertion that we would have a public library that had 4,000 square feet, that their 2,000 square feet had their books, but it's still part ours. But they've taken over all of it. I don't understand why the power has shifted to the school board. Instead of saying, wait a minute, we made a mistake, the original agreement, we want to go back to it. We want assurances that we have the extra 25 years.
We can say whatever we want. They don't have to agree to it. That's
And
why
we don't have to agree to them taking over our space either.
Well, they're not saying they want to take over the space.
They're changing the hours.
Yeah, they're changing the hours. They're not taking over the space.
I'd suggest you come to the school board meeting and address your concerns with the school board.
Well, I did actually try to go to the school board. I went to the library. I went first to the gym, then I went to the town hall, and then found out the meeting was at Walnut Street.
Yeah, it's been at Walnut Street for the last 4 months. It's been advertised that way.
Yeah.
Well, I looked on the website, and I clearly don't understand how to read the website.
It's published in the paper. It's published in the signs at the municipal building.
Okay, but
I'm
that's
just saying you're at the wrong board.
Let's get back to the point.
Mm-hmm.
You're not exercising the power that you have.
You think we have power.
I do.
But we can't put a gun to their head and say, you need to do this. We
And
don't. That's why we've been negotiating for 5 years, because we've tried to get them to do things they don't have to agree to. That's why it's an agreement between two parties. No one can force the other party to do anything.
But apparently they're forcing you to do what they want, which is take over part of our space because they miscalculated.
Well, there's negotiations and there's give and take. And
But
that's
let's get back to
going on.
Walnut Street. Why can't they move admin to Walnut
You
Street?
have to discuss that with the school board. I have nothing to do with that.
I don't understand how the negotiation goes. There are certain facts that are in front of us. They made a mistake, and we, as the library, pay the consequences.
Who made a mistake?
They did when they told the town the reason they were closing Walnut Street is they wanted to move the school because they were sure they could save money by putting everyone together.
So at
They
the
were
time,
wrong.
they
They made a mistake.
Right, sure they did. We can't blame the current administration for that. But if you get 10 more kids that enroll in school, that blows up the whole plan when you had enough
But
room.
I'm
What if they
sorry.
need to pull out resources? Like, you can't continue to harp on they had enough room, we're going to hold them to the fire. Great, but things have changed, and they are stating they need the space because of security. They're not saying they need it for classroom space. That has never been a factor of their argument.
That whole business of security is ridiculous.
Well, that's your opinion, but I'm telling you that's what they're saying to us, and we can only go by what they're saying to us. So
No, but you could do your own research to find out it's ridiculous.
we have done our own research.
Well, that report that they cited, where is it? No one can find it.
Well, it's apparently at the library. Aren't they handing out the CUSEC report at the library?
You have the letter from the county superintendent,
Right. So
which the library board has
you have to
received.
take this up with the school board. You're
so-
firing your shots at us, and we have very limited control about what the school board can do. We only have this agreement that says we pay the utilities and how long we can occupy it for. That's it. That's our power. Right? That's in a nutshell.
If this was 2005, before the last amendment, let me just finish, please. If this was 2005, before the last amendment was signed, that amendment that was signed, that said, all of the previous amendments do not count. The previous agreement is over. We want to renegotiate, and here's your new term. Where has anyone's concern been? Kate, please let me finish.
Okay.
It was changed, and you said before that wasn't the intent. It literally says that's the intent.
But what was the term that changed? The term that changed was just the financing.
No, it wasn't.
It said, you have to read that because I don't have that contract.
Well, you were on the committee that voted for it, Kate.
Yeah, but I don't have it in my file.
I'll read this right now. The 6th whereas clause. Whereas the parties, which is the township and the school board, desire to replace the existing contract, which is the contract dated Jan 487, to provide for a shorter term and more equitable terms. And then when you go to paragraph 3, the term of this agreement shall be 5 years from the date of the agreement, which commencement is indicated above. The township may extend the term of this agreement for additional 5-year periods. And then further on in the contract, this agreement shall supersede any prior agreements between the parties, including the contract dated January 4th, 1987.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
So this clearly was the Township Committee in 2004 or 2005 that voted on this and signed this. We're trying to correct this mess now that the previous Township Committee from 20 years ago caused.
Yeah, so every agreement has only been for 5 years.
The financial part of it was for 5 years.
But it never actually addressed how long. There was nothing in the agreement that says they couldn't just end that in 5 years, right? There's nothing that says the lease is until X amount of date.
Correct.
This now reinstates that until 2039. So it's actually stating a date as opposed to 5 years. So it's going above and beyond. We're giving them almost 15 years.
It took 5 years to get us to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it feels as though every 5 years we have to go through this.
No, that's what this new agreement is taking
But
care of.
it's only 15 years.
Only that's 15
Right,
more years than you have now.
But the point was
Plus
that it was
renewal
supposed to
term.
be a total of 75 years. That only brings us to 50, not 75.
If I had a time machine to go back to 2005 where they didn't sign this agreement, that wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly.
I don't have the time machine. I don't have the DeLorean. I can't take back what the Township Committee did 21 years ago. We can
Okay,
only try to fix their screw-ups.
And it doesn't seem like anyone wants us to,
But it
and we
does-
want to keep on harping on the same thing without getting to the problem fixed.
And it doesn't matter, because we can say, you need to give us another 25 years. The answer is no. We know what their answer is.
They've made that clear.
So we're just going to continue to be nowhere at that point. So
If the Library Association right now would like to say, Township, don't sign the agreement, we're going to negotiate our own agreement with the Board of Education, and we're going to get those 25 years, gosh darn it, let us know.
So what happens in 15 years? We have no library?
No, there's terms in there for renewals.
Like we've had the terms for renewal, that's taken 5 years to...
You don't have terms for renewals now.
Right. Yeah. There's no agreement right now.
Great. It's excellent job. I mean, what can I say? It just feels so ridiculous to me. This whole business feels not right.
I agree, and like I said, I don't have my DeLorean. I can't fix up what the previous Township Committee did 20 years ago. They're the ones you should be angry with.
Yeah. Listen,
I mean,
hear
it's
you.
just-
None of us
it-
want to be in this position either. We're the middleman.
Somehow it feels as though the concept that that you have no power just bothers me. I do think you have power, and I feel as though somehow you're not, I don't know why you don't think you have power.
I don't know why you think we do.
You're paying money to the school.
We're
To
paying our
cover the
percentage
utilities
of
of
utilities
the
and maintenance. That's all we're paying.
Yeah. We're
We
not.
paid the construction
We
cost
paid the
off.
construction cost, and then some.
But, and then some, right? We paid more money than that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're doing our best, though, to handle everyone's concerns. You know,
And I think we all up here value having a township library
That's not-
Yeah.
in this community, a public
We do.
library.
We do.
And we're trying to make it equitable for everybody.
That's never been a question. We don't want the library to go away. We value its resource and its workers, and we want it to stay. We're trying in good faith to negotiate with the school and come to an equitable agreement between three parties, that only two parties are really in the agreement. So I
Well-
hope that answered your questions.
Yeah, well, it just feels as though, as you were talking, Matt, about thinking outside of the box, I felt as though when I looked at the problem, it was, why did the school board look to take hours away, or change our hours to make it less convenient for people and disrupt the morning programs that we have? Not that that's the end of the world, but the point is, why did they look there instead of looking at other options like moving admin and moving them to Walnut Street and using that space? They didn't want to inconvenience themselves, just us.
But it's not the space, it's the security issues they're concerned with. You don't have to believe it.
I don't believe it at all.
That's your prerogative.
Well, the point is, what makes it safe after 12:30?
That's
I
when
believe the students aren't coming
they're not
and
coming
going.
for lunch and recess.
Yeah, like they're not coming and going out of that door.
Well, what about when they're in the field after school?
That's
They don't
after
utilize-
school hours.
That's after school, and they utilize different entrances.
There are kids all over after school.
Again,
I
can
know.
only tell you what we were told.
It just feels like, you know what, I guess if they admit it outright, you know what, we made a mistake, and now we want to do this, can you help us out? As opposed to saying all this ridiculous nonsense about being
Let me
safe
ask you a
around.
question. Would that change the library board's mind?
No.
And their stance? Right.
But maybe,
so what's the point?
maybe we can feel a little better about this whole ridiculous. I really can't stand people who make a mistake and don't own it.
It's a different superintendent, it's a different board, you know, we can only operate in the present, and we're doing our best to do that.
And I believe their next board meeting would be, and I haven't seen the calendar, I believe it would be, they're using the usual schedule. It should be January 21st, which is a Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Okay,
And
I'll
it'll
be
more
there.
than likely, it'll more than likely be at Walnut.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for agenda items?
Hello, Christine Holland, 319 Delaware Avenue. At risk of belaboring this any further, I do thank you for the time that you guys have taken to reevaluate, to table the original consent agenda items, to meet with us, our subcommittee board members. It really does mean a lot to our community to have a public library here, and we appreciate the support and ongoing negotiations to move this forward and get back to the spirit of the agreement, the the intent of the school board or the township committee to have this gem for our town. We provide a lot of programs. Our staff works hard for they're not making mad money doing this. It's for love of the library, for love of books and education, and I think we're all working towards the same thing. So we do appreciate the time that you guys are spending to really make sure that we get it right this time. So thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Anybody else? Agenda items? Session 1? I'll close session 1 to the public and move on to our consent agenda items. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine. Will be enacted with a single motion. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes. Anybody have anything they'd like to remove from the consent agenda? Yes, no, maybe?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good.
Resolution 2025-164, approving 2025 budget appropriation transfers. Resolution 165, resolution to cancel balance of emergency appropriation. Resolution 166, authorizing change order number 1 for the 2024 road program, Delaware Avenue. Resolution 167, fiscal year 2026 local recreation improvement grant, LRIG. Resolution 168, authorizing a contract with the administrative agent for the administration of affordable units, also known as Triad Associates. Resolution 169, authorizing execution of shared services agreement with the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Burlington for snow removal and associated uses. Resolution 170, resolution appointing animal control officer for 2026. 171, resolution authorizing amendment to employment contract with the Delanco Superintendent of Public Works. 172, appointing municipal housing liaison Beverly Russell. 173, resolution to cancel taxes and refund tax overpayments due to total veteran exemption pursuant to NJSA 54:4-3.30A. Resolution 174, dispose of out-of-service vehicle. Approve payment of bills in the amount of $949,124.04 as per the bill run list dated 12/3, 12/10, and 12/17. Approval of the minutes from 11/17 and 12/1. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
So, second.
Fern and Scott? Roll call, please. Really not doing that on purpose.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. McFadden?
Yes.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes, thank you. Okay, resolution 2025-160, tabled from November 17th and December 1st, Township Committee meetings. This is the authorizing execution of library space agreement with the Board of Education at the Township of Delanco, governing space at the M. Joan Pearson School. Can I get a motion to approve resolution 2025-160? Seeing none, this motion fails and is dead. Any correspondence?
Yes, I have 3 pieces of correspondence. We received an email from David Rust voicing his objection to the library agreement being approved. We received an email from the DCA regarding the LRIG grant, which was on the consent agenda tonight, just stating the deadline to submit was February 13th, 2026. We're ahead of that. And on the dais tonight, you'll see correspondence that we received from, what's the group called? From Jersey Strong Coastal Coalition. And they are a coalition of various county and municipal and citizen groups that would like to look to improve and expand on nuclear power in our region to help with the cost of electricity. And there's a letter signed by 70 of those entities, counties, municipalities, or citizens groups. And they do offer to come out and speak before the board if it's something that the governing body is interested in. They can come and speak about their initiative and their plans. There's also a plan put together by White Strand Consulting LLC, which is the cost of new nuclear generation in New Jersey. So if that is something that the governing body would like to see in 2026, we can reach out to them to have them come and speak.
Yeah, I mean, I think nuclear energy is important. They've closed 5 plants in the state, and that's part of the reason why our energy bills have soared. So, I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, maybe we should have them come out and do a presentation. Wouldn't hurt.
Make that happen, Bev?
We can make that happen, certainly.
Thank you. Okay, discussion items, or I'm sorry, meeting open to the public. Session 2, comments and questions regarding general items, now open to the public. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve Schofield, 230 Walter Avenue. Last meeting, there was a resolution passed, a resolution 2025-162, reviewing and approving the 2026 salary for the fire commissioners. I was curious about what that was about.
I'll just respond as the fire commission liaison. The township is required, actually, I believe it's by the DCA, the Department of Community Affairs, to approve the commissioner's salary. The commission pays them, that all comes out of the commission, but as the township committee, we are required to actually approve that.
Okay.
Even though we have,
fire
the commission handles everything related to the operations.
We used to have to
We didn't understand either, so.
approve the school board budget before, too. That's just weird
Yeah.
things that we have to do.
Right.
It wasn't much.
No,
but I was just,
Not very much.
everyone says it's the school budget. We don't have anything to do with it. It's the fire budget. We don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we do.
That's why.
Yeah, the fire commission still operates as their own separate board. They're their own separate taxing entity.
Right.
They operate everything, but for some reason, just the commissioner's salary itself, the minuscule amount, that we have to approve, but the hundreds of thousands of dollars for the everything else that the commission has, they approve.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Some
Thanks.
kind of oversight, I'm sure.
Yeah.
government red tape that comes from Trenton that makes us approve things.
All right. I am not on Facebook.
Smart man.
Smart. However, my wife showed me some interesting posts after a snowstorm. I think it started by someone in the fire department concerning the parking on Walter Avenue. I'm only here interested because it's next to a piece of property that I own. It is painted yellow for no parking, but there is no sign there. Now, I'm not the person who had the car, just, there's no...
Thanks for clearing that up, Steve.
There's no sign there. Prior, sometime when I first purchased the property in the 90s, until sometime in the 2000s, there was a sign there. Sometime in the 2000s, that sign was replaced with a handicap parking, and the yellow line was painted blue for Ray, who lived at, I think, was 402 Burlington. When he moved, eventually was changed back to a yellow line. Somewhere along the line, I never noticed that the sign was removed. Not even just the sign, but the pole. So I guess I'm asking if maybe we could put up a pole with a sign that says no parking from here to corner.
So here's the deal with that. It's been an ongoing issue in town. Regardless if there's a pole or painted curbs, the ordinance is how many feet from a curb? 50?
Corner.
From the corner?
Yes.
So that's you're supposed to know that as a person with a driver's license, technically. And it's not required that there be signs or painted lines. So the state ordinance is 50 feet.
Okay, well,
But we don't enforce 50 feet because that would be insane, right? So I think we try to go with 30, 25,
25 to 30. We try to do lenient
Well,
because there's not a lot of,
it's
there's not a lot of
still-
space in town.
Right.
There's a lot of the one-way
Well,
streets.
we've had that conversation over the
So
years.
we try to be, to the residents, hey, you know what?
Okay.
Kind of let it go, but it's a little ridiculous when they're actually at the corner.
They're
into the
right at the
intersection.
corner,
'Cause then you
and
can't see it either.
Right.
That's where it's an issue. Same thing with like fire hydrants.
And the
You Try
fire
to give a little
hydrant.
grace, but.
And the fire
Yeah, they're blocking the hydrant
They're
across the
blocking
street from
hydrant,
Steve's
but-
property.
Right, so.
Yeah.
So I just, thought it, somewhere along the sign, the sign was removed, but you're saying,
Yeah, we did. We did address this. I saw the Facebook post, and we did address it with the chief, and he's,
Okay.
Go ahead.
The last thing I'd like to ask, I haven't heard anything since we had the meetings for what people would like 401 to become. So basically, I'm asking, is there a status of, is anything
Yes.
going on?
So our RFP, request for proposals, is going to be published right after the holidays, which is going to solicit bids then for developers to submit their proposals for 55 and older communities, whether that be single homes, condos, apartments, assisted living, any of those combinations. So that was just, we've been working on that since October. We were just waiting on our professionals to clean it up and to make it look pretty for publication, and we'll be ready to send that out and publish that right after the holidays, Deb, right?
Well, great. Okay, thank you. Have a nice holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Listen, when I make a promise, I make a promise. I said we were going to move fast, we move fast. We don't intend to hold on to that property. We intend to get it on the tax rolls and put it to its best use. We'll work directly with the developer to make sure, you know, it's something nice for that piece of property. That makes sense. Anybody else? Final session of the year?
We
Come
got
on
a
out.
hand in the back.
I know Ray he's just itching to jump up there. He's not going to close out the year silent.
Hi, Julie Gandy, 625 Second Street. Two things. One is I missed the comment at the end of the agenda about nuclear power.
Yes.
What is that?
So it was just correspondence that we received from the Jersey Strong Coast Coalition that they're looking to expand nuclear power in New Jersey, and they're looking for committees and mayors just to back them so that they can go to Trenton and advocate for nuclear power. So if we were going to support that, they would come out and make a presentation, and then we could just basically sign off on a resolution stating we support the push for nuclear power, if that's so is the committee's prerogative.
Not for a power plant to be built in
No,
Delanco.
it's just in New
To be clear.
Jersey's existing power plants have been shut down, so I think they're trying to, you know, reactivate that
Well,
situation.
look into the half-life of what they produce, because it is beyond our lifetime and probably beyond the lifetime of Earth. I am against nuclear power. I'm glad they shut the plants down.
Well, they didn't shut nuclear down, they shut down coal and
Yeah, well, that's
gas
good
plants.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you are having a discussion about nuclear power or, you know, whatever, I would encourage the Environmental Committee to be part of that discussion. My second question is, have there been any plans for the 250th anniversary for the, you know,
For
country?
Delanco to do something?
Yes.
So we actually have a subcommittee with Riverside and Delran to
Mhm.
do something the last weekend in June as a 08075. So something's going to happen in Delran, Riverside, and Delanco that weekend. I think we're that Sunday. We had initially talked about doing a 5K, doing a concert. So yes, that has been ongoing for several months now.
Okay.
And it's also Delanco's centennial next year, our
Right.
100th year as Delanco Township. So we'll be doing events to celebrate that as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. There he is.
We knew it, Ray.
Ray?
He just wants to wish us happy holidays. He's not going to complain about trees or curbs or...
Ray Weber, 22 Ships. I just want to thank the Township Committee and the police chief for everything that's occurred in the township, as well as those residents in Newton's Landing appreciate it, as well as for 401 Creek. I'll bring that back to them and they'll be happy. Also, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, same to you, Ray.
Appreciate you.
One other thing. Hey, Phil, were you Santa Claus?
No, I was not.
Or Matt? Matt?
Phil, oh, I wasn't Santa Claus. No, no, no.
Santa Claus is
I was
Santa Claus,
driving.
Ray. I mean,
Yeah,
All
there
right.
is
His
a
name is
Santa
Chris
Claus.
what is wrong
Kringle.
with you asking questions?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Speak now or hold your comments to next year.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Do this discussion item, are we gonna?
I think that's everything.
Closed public session. Yeah, so basically the discussion item is to the bifurcation of the bond for the crossings. I see I got an email from Cindy. She shot one off while she was sitting there to us.
Yeah.
Addressing her concerns. So when I have a minute, I'll read that. You just multitasking back there. So yeah, so the bond is going to be reduced. Harry will handle that, and we'll probably have it on the agenda for February. We have 45 days from notice, and then we have 45 days to act. So nothing's going to happen for the 3 months. technically. Okay? You're welcome. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? No? Okay.
Nope.
Then I'll go on. Before we adjourn tonight, I just ask for a few moments from the heart. Tonight is my final meeting serving as the mayor of Delanco Township. In our committee form of government, the mayor is selected each year within this body, and being chosen to serve in this role has been one of my life's greatest honors. When I accepted this position, I didn't see it as a title. I saw it as a promise to show up, to listen, to work hard, and always put Delanco first. Over the past year, I've poured my time, my energy, and my whole heart into this role. Together, we've made difficult decisions, celebrated meaningful moments, and continued to work on moving our town forward. None of our accomplishments happened because of one person. They happened because of teamwork, because of the dedication of this committee, the committee of our township staff, commitment of our township staff, the professionalism of our police department, the tireless efforts of our public works, our volunteers, and the residents who care deeply about this town. Thank you to the people of Delanco. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for holding me accountable. I truly hope that I've served you well, and that when you look back at this year, you feel proud of the direction we took and the work we did together. When people think about being mayor, they often see the photographs, the public events, the handshakes, and the moments at the podium. What they don't always see is that being mayor is a real job, one that carries real responsibility, real accountability, and real consequences. This role is far more than showing up for photo opportunities or simply running a meeting twice a month. Being mayor means reading the emails no one else sees, taking the phone calls late at night, and making decisions that aren't always popular but necessary. It means understanding the details, asking hard questions, and being willing to step in when something isn't right. A mayor sets a tone for how serious a town takes itself. That means caring deeply about the small things, because the small things become big things when ignored. It means being present, prepared, and engaged, not just when it's convenient, but all the time. I've been accused more than once of being a micromanager, and while I understand how that word can sound negative, I don't believe attention to detail is a flaw in leadership, especially in a town like ours. Caring enough to ask questions, to follow up, and to make sure things are done correctly isn't about control, it's about responsibility. In leadership, being hands-on means you value the trust that was placed in you. It means you don't treat decisions lightly, and you don't delegate away accountability. You respect the work being done by staff, but you also respect the residents enough to stay informed and involved. Being mayor requires time, effort, and emotional investment. It requires listening, learning, and sometimes standing alone in a decision because you believe it's the right thing to do. It's not ceremonial, it's personal. This position should always be taken seriously because the people who live here take their town seriously. And anyone who steps in this role should understand that it's not just about leading a meeting, it's about leading with intention, integrity, and care for the community that we serve. While my term as mayor ends tonight, my service does not. I will continue on as a township committee member, committed to working just as hard for this community, no matter what title I hold. As we look ahead, whoever is selected to serve as mayor next year, I sincerely hope they bring the same time, effort, and love to this role that I tried to give every single day, because Delanco deserves nothing less. Thank you for the honor, thank you for the trust, and thank you for allowing me to serve as your mayor. And with that, I will close this meeting and wish everyone happy holidays and happy new year. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
No, just practicing for next year.